I have to turn to the Coltrane era. And full disclosure, the Village Vanguard performances and the subsequent European tour in 61, it's my favorite music.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I've gone down many rabbit holes with it, but something that's very interesting, not entirely surprising given what we know about Coltrane, but really fascinating to learn about the extent of how much Coltrane and Dolphy played together. I'm really curious about your perspective on their musical relationship off the bandstand.
Yeah, well, I think off the bandstand, they were friends. They were deeply connected friends. That goes back to 54. And it's kind of legendary, worth repeating, that Coltrane was strung out when he came through LA and was fired from the Hodges band. And Dolphy picked him up. They met. Apparently, Dolphy helped him out, get him on his feet, what have you. What are the details of that? I'm not really sure, but I know that it led to even more connections and friendship. When Dolphy moved and relocated in Brooklyn, there's a strong Coltrane connection there. Coltrane's cousin either owned the townhouse or sublet it. I'm not really sure, but that pad, that crash pad on 245 Carlton, right? The tune 245 comes from that place. Apparently, according to Freddie Hubbard and some other incidental comments, Coltrane, when he finished up with Miles in 1960s, they hung around. You know, Coltrane was busy gigging and touring and recording, very successful, hugely successful. I mean, my God, you know, My Favorite Things, Giant Steps, really earning the right to call his own shots with Impulse the next year.
Hmm.
Thank goodness having the position, if you will, with the label. No, I'm a quintet now. Eric's playing with us. And there's even a little bit of friction. I think McCoy Tyner had mentioned he's very polite. He and Elvin Jones are very polite about Eric Dolphy's playing, but I sense that there was sort of like a relief, not a relief. I don't want to mischaracterize this at all. There's no hard feelings that I ever read about or heard about. I guess what I'm saying is Coltrane did kind of go out on a limb, and he knew it by getting Dolphy on stage. And note that they never recorded outside of Ole and the Africa Brass sessions. They never went back into the studio. All of those collaborations are live recordings. A lot of them are bootlegs.